Hello. Due to recent talks about stage lists, I wanted to make my own video on stage lists because I don't know, just why not? We're talking about Yoshi's here because I don't really like this stage, but it's being talked about quite often now due to its relevance in, I think, Europe or whatever it's called. And they're seeing they have Yoshi's illegal. And America is not much that. I think for Japan they also don't have it legal. So I just want to talk about it for a bit. I don't like the stage for a few reasons. Reason number one, the stage is kind of small. If Violet is standing here, and let's say she hits the forward air here, moves a bit, forward air, or just honestly just forward air, forward air, forward air. A character like Kirby or like Shoto's is gonna have a really hard time getting in here. And it kind of sucks because their mobility on the ground is pretty alright, but since the stage is so small, Violet can kind of just like abuse this, or like any character with like a decent disjoint can kind of just, okay, well, even though you have great mobility on the ground, I kind of don't care. So that's kind of why I also don't like it. So we actually have Pac-Man chosen here because this is more of a personal take, but I hate the slants. Slants make it so for certain moves or projectiles, it's hard to even use them, at least in a way that's useful. Some characters ledge trapping like Game & Watch or maybe even Rob's, ledge trapping won't work because the way the projectiles are placed and how you place them on the slants make it so they kind of dip down a bit. And that's actually really annoying because that means literally on this stage and Lilat, they are the only stages where you have to ledge trap in a specific way, and that's really frustrating, I think. At least for me anyway. I don't know how it worked for anyone else, but I think in general for some people it's just going to be really annoying to even ledge trap. So this is just going to be an auto ban, and I'm going to get into that in a bit. I think the ledge on this stage is very polarizing. I already mentioned ledge trapping, but aside from ledge trapping, I think being on the ledge on this stage sucks. At least for Pac anyway. I don't know how it works for another 80 characters. But being on this ledge is really bad because even if you were to ledge jump and now you're on a platform, no other stage from my knowledge forces you to actually be on the platform after a ledge jump. This stage kind of makes you, because once you input like a jump, you're kind of put on this plat. And not saying this plat is necessarily bad, because you actually get some mix-ups, like you can mix up here, here. This is actually not too bad of a platform. It just kind of sucks the fact that it's right under the ledge, meaning once you're on that plat, means, okay, you're going to be stuck here for a bit. Because if they want to call you out, the blast zone is right there. The blast zone is right there. So if you're running a character like Cloud or Bowser, why did I say Bowser? I meant Charizard. You kind of struggle on this plat a lot. At least characters that can platform pressure really easily, because you also don't want to be here either. Being here sucks because it takes you a while to actually get down to the floor unless you run off the plat and do it twice. So if you're duck hunt here and you want to landing here probably sucks. I'm not saying this is necessarily a bad thing for Yoshi's. I think for some characters it's just so polarizing because if Duck Hunt's on this plat, what is he realistically doing versus Cloud? I just don't think he does too much, to be honest. And I think I'll bring up this point later, but I think the stage is just so polarizing for some characters. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the offstage for a bit. Offstage promotes wall jumps because you're so close to the stage because the blast zone's right there. I think some characters like Dr. Mario and Cloud, who purposely have a bad recovery, can kind of come back from the blast zone, and no one talks about it for how good it is because people don't exploit it. You see, we don't have Randall, we don't have the Cloud on the stage because Smash Ultimate, and we don't get hazards. So some characters can straight up just benefit. And if you don't have a character with a wall jump, I mean, there's a decent amount of characters with wall jumps in this game, but if you're playing a character like K-Rool or something like that, you don't have a wall jump. You're kind of just cooked. Even if you hug the wall, most spikes stand at a downwards angle. And I'm actually going to talk about spikes. Spikes on this stage murder you at like 30. Almost guaranteed kill you at 30. And there's like rarely much you can do about it. And see, like Cloud can even just go for like a back air here and still live, because it doesn't matter. I mean, there's like Randall, but who cares? I think spikes kind of promote cheese. I don't think spikes are inherently cheese, but the fact that you could realistically lose interaction like this and die if pretending Randall wasn't there is kind of nuts to me. I don't know. I'm not gonna go over this one too much, to be honest, because I think most people know about the cheese. Characters like Me Brawler, ZSS, Mario, Bayo even, and I already said ZSS. Characters like those can kind of benefit off the top platform more than others in a way that's kind of annoying. And you honestly can't do much about it, or just accept your fate. It kind of promotes like, okay, I don't want to go to the stage versus this character, and Me Brawler is already that good. It's getting better in the meta right now. I think if there's a list of most improved characters in ult, and Me Brawler is one of them, results wise, and this kind of promotes like, okay, Me Brawler stages is already really good, but I also just do not want to go here. So it's gonna make really awkward situations whenever Me Brawler loses the game. Cause now, okay, I just banned FD Town or FD Cal or something like that. Okay, well, where do I go? Where do I go? So I don't think that's much of a Yoshi's issue as much as a some characters like Mario and Brawl just benefiting off platforms more than any other character. But I still think that's something that people should talk about more. I think something else, probably one of my last points, I think something that I don't really enjoy is, I think heavies benefit a lot. And I mean a lot. I think characters like Lucario as well will get a huge buff on Yoshi's. Not saying they don't have an equal enough chance to die early, is that they have a 10 times chance to kill you earlier. Like, for example, I was having a chat with my region earlier about Charizard and how this character's insane. He becomes even better on this stage because I'm pretty sure Uppy just straight up kills. So I think characters like DDD or like Lucario, Charizard is gonna get a huge buff on this stage. Not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, it's just a really annoying thing because that's just a huge meta shift and that might lead people to just again ban it. So then there's really no point to kind of go to the stage knowing you could just kind of lose because, oh, I got cheese. It kind of, or at least it gives the idea of cheese. And I don't know if everyone likes that or not. So, yeah. In conclusion, I actually, as much as I complain about Yoshi's, I actually don't hate the idea of it being a legal stage that much. The only reason why I even made this video is because I just wanted to list the things people might want to consider whenever going to the stage or thinking about banning it, on reasons why, okay, do I really want to go here? Also, I just wanted to give my take on the Ace Block / Spargo debate on Yoshi's. I think characters like Steve will get a nerf on this stage because Steve will get more wood or wool, whatever he gets on the stage, compared to iron. So his tools will be a lot worse. So Steve players are gonna have to consider going to the stage probably more often, or at least banning it. And then the opponent gets more of a privilege to, okay, I would want to go here because my character, like, I don't know, just benefits a lot more because said benefits or disadvantages. So I just thought this was cool to talk about. If you like Yoshi's, cool. I don't. I play Pac-Man. But there you go. So that's my thoughts. Thank you.